Good evening. Okay, in your practice sheet, we have provided you 20 practice questions. Here, we will see first 4 questions here because it takes 30 minutes. Okay, so therefore, to understand briefly, I will teach you your first 4 questions. In the upcoming days, I will teach you the rest of the questions here. Okay, please go through and solve your practice sheet in your groups. Okay, very important. Two boats A and B start from 2 points P and Q respectively in a river along the flow of the river. Okay. Boat A has a speed 10 km per hour and goes downstream to reach the Q. B has a speed of 12 km per hour, goes upstream to reach the P. The ratio of the time A and B took 5:6. You need to find the ratio of the time taken by A and B for the return trip. Then what are the things you need to note here? The first thing here is you need to get a familiar with what do you mean by the downstream. Then you need to familiar with the upstream, then the return trip. So these are the things you need to consider. So what do you mean by the downstream? First of all, understand here. So this is P and this is Q. All right. If that boat A moving in this direction and boat B moving in this direction, which means opposite each other, whereas the river flows in this direction, okay, or stream or current, whatever that terminology is. Okay, now try to understand when boat and stream, which means river, are in the same direction, then you can call that as a downstream. Okay, then when the boat or man or whatever, right, and the river are in the opposite direction, then you can call that as a upstream. Okay, these are the data you need to understand. Then one more thing you need to understand here. Downstream speed is equal to, you need to add up both here, x plus y. Upstream speed is equal to, you need to subtract that, y minus x minus y. So these are the basic things you need to understand. According to this question, A goes here and A comes back. So that is nothing but the return trip. Therefore, here you can note that a distance is constant. Right. After knowing that the distance is constant, you know distance is equal to speed into time. When the distance is constant, speed is inversely proportional to the time taken, or time is inversely proportional to the speed. So here it involves a two, right, object moving with a different speed. So therefore S1 directly, or else you can take a inversely proportional to the T1, then inversely proportional to the T2. By this you know S1 by S2 is equal to 1 by T1 by 1 by T2, which is nothing but denominator to the denominator getting reciprocal. So this is the very important thing you need to understand, right? S1 by S2, which is equal to T2 is equal to T2, because with this we can able to solve this question. Simple. Now what has been provided here, 5:6, the time, right, ratio of the time A and B. So T1 provided as a 5, T2 provided as a 6 here, right? Instead of A and B, I am just marking here as a 1 and 2. Okay, for your convenience only we are taking here. Or else if you want, you can take these as a and these as a B. So these as a B and these as a. So that is also completely fine. Anything fine. Okay. Now SA is nothing but a downstream speed, because moving in the same direction along with the river. Then x plus y. So x has been provided as a 10 km. Both A, that speed 10. You don't know that stream speed, you can take it as a y itself. Okay. So let us take the upstream speed. Upstream speed, just now I mentioned x minus y. that B speed provided here 12 minus y nothing but the stream speed, stream or current or river, okay, speed of the stream or current, okay, river. So that is nothing but here y itself, because data not provided here. But you know that a TA and a TB, time taking by. So then substitute in this equation number 1. Okay, SA is nothing but 10 plus y, SB is nothing but 12 minus y, TB is nothing but 6, TA is nothing but 5. Now cross multiply. 50 plus 5y, which is equal to, alright, so here 12, 72 minus 6y, rearrange this one, 6y comes here, therefore 11y, which is equal to 72 minus 50 becomes 22. So y becomes 2 km per hour, which means that you have found the value of the speed of a stream or current. Okay, after knowing the speed of the current and stream, now try to understand return trip. So this concept plays a vital role. So what do you mean by the return trip? Question says you need to find out the ratio between the time taken by A and B for the return trip, which means A reaches here, B reaches here. Now one important concept here is, now B is moving along the river, A is against the river. Okay, B is moving along because river in this direction. Okay, river in this direction. So that logic plays a very, very vital role. Okay, now A is coming against the river. When it comes against the river, what happens here? Upstream speed becomes a, right, subtract. So please understand, you need to subtract here. So speed of boat A is nothing but 10, y here is nothing but 2, because current speed here is 2, so which becomes 8 km per hour. So next here is B is moving along. So downstream you need to calculate. Downstream means we have to add up that one. 12 is nothing but the B speed plus y speed is nothing but 2. Okay, just now I mentioned this is nothing but a x plus y, this is nothing but a x minus y. Y you have found, therefore you are substituting here. So SB is equal to 14 km per hour. After knowing this one, easily we can able to find out. So distance is equal to speed into time, right? So that distance is equal to speed of A is nothing but 8. The speed of B is nothing but you don't know. So speed you know, time you don't know. So therefore TA, let us take a TA. Next here. So distance is equal to, with respect to the B, 14 into TB. So equate that both D here. 8 into TA, which is equal to 14 into TB. You need to find out the ratio of the time taken A with respect to the B. So which is equal to, right, 14 by, which is equal to 14 by. So you are bringing that 8 to the denominator. Cancel. 7:4. Right? The ratio of TA, time for the return trip by the A and B, nothing but the 7:4. Answer for the question is 7:4. Please remember, if option provided as a 4:7, that is wrong, because they are asking you A is to B for the return trip. Okay, so very important model. If you are having any doubt, you can ask, or else can move on to the next year. Okay, so let's move on to the next year. Okay, now a boat goes 360 km upstream and returns to the same point in the 35 hours. If the speed of the current is 3 km per hour, how much distance boat will cover in the still water in 6 hours? 6 hours, how much distance they are covering? Okay, that only you need to find out here. First of all, understand here, let us take, this is the A to B, right? Here The distance provided as a 360 kilometer. Goes upstream and coming back. Upstream means the river is coming in this direction. So this is the river, and boat is moving in this direction. Boat is moving in this direction, so that is nothing but the upstream. And then after reaching B, from B to A, it moving along the river, so that is nothing but the downstream. Okay, against the stream and along the stream. So these are the words you need to take here. So after knowing that so distance is equal to speed into time, so you don't know that speed of a current, okay, that has been provided as a 3 km per hour. You don't know the speed of a boat here, so speed of a boat only not provided, that you can take it as a x km per hour. Then obviously downstream speed we can able to calculate with respect to the A and B, which means that boat. Okay, downstream speed nothing but x plus y, upstream speed x minus y. So what you have to do here with respect to the downstream speed, you need to add up. You know the value of y. Y is nothing but the, so this you can take it as a y. Right. So therefore x plus 3 here, here x minus 3. The total time provided is a 35. So distance by that downstream plus distance by the upstream, which is equal to 35. You can take a 360 as a common here, 1 by x plus y plus 1 by x minus y, which is equal to 35. You can take a LCM here, x plus y into x minus y. Now cross multiply x minus y plus x plus y, so which is equal to 35. Y and y getting cancelled, 360 here, x plus x becomes 2x here, 35. In the denominator it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, so that becomes a square plus, sorry, a square minus b square. Now you can rearrange 720x, so which is equal to 35x square. Alright, now please understand here, y's position here is nothing but 3. We can substitute that here itself. Right, I hope you are understanding why we are substituting. So in general I am applying here x plus y and x minus y. So after knowing that value of y, you can substitute here itself. The value of y we are taking here as a 3. So therefore we can take here. So here if you want, let me change the color of a pen here. So here x plus 3, this is x minus 3. So this is nothing but 3 square. Right? That is better. 9. Right? Then you can multiply this. 9 into 35 becomes a 315. Now rearrange this one. 35x square minus 720x minus 315, which is equal to 0. Divided with the pi table. If you divide with the pi table, it becomes a 7x square. Right, minus 144x minus 63 is equal to 0. You need to do the factorization. Product needs to become a minus 63. Sum has to become 143. What would be the two numbers? 143 here 3. Here sum becomes a minus, means you need to put it in the greater sign. And one more thing you need to note here, the coefficient of x square is 7. Then you need to split the middle term here. So therefore 7x square minus 144x plus 3x minus 63, which is equal to 0. 7x you can take it as a common here. So then x here, so minus 21 plus 3 you can take it as a common. So x minus 21, which is equal to 0. So now you can take x minus 21 as a common. 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is not possible because negative value. Now x minus 21 is equal to 0. X is equal to 21 km per hour. You have found the value of x. So nothing but the speed of your boat you have found as a 21 km per hour, which means Now try to understand how much distance boat will cover in a still water in 6 hours. So 1 hour per hour means 1 hour. 1 hour 21 kilometer. 6 hours you need to multiply here with a 6. So which is nothing but a 126 kilometer. So answer for this question here is A option, 126 kilometer. If you are having any doubt, you may ask, or else we will move on to the next here. So let us move on to the next problem. Okay, so this kind of problem plays a vital role. You may expect in your UPSC. Okay, sometimes, okay, that is a possible to give this kind of questions also. The engine of a steamer you can take as a boat, whatever, right? Steamer is off. Then in the middle of a river at a point P, it flows with the river and reaches the point Q in an hour. All right. The person in the steamer, which means a boat, then start the engine and travel back to the P in an half an hour. Find the ratio of the speed of a steamer and the speed of the river. To understand this problem, you can make a diagram. So here, okay, here is the starting point by the boat or steamer in order to reach the Q. What happens in the middle of that? The middle position here is P. Here, the engine turned off, but there is a flow in the river. With this flow, they are reaching that, which means that P reaching the Q in 1 hour. So therefore, these also moving in this direction, and this river also moving in this direction, which means downstream. Okay. After reaching, starting back here and reaching this P in an half an hour. Okay, this data only provided here. We need to find the ratio of their speed. Okay, you don't know that ratio of the river, you don't know the speed of the river or stream or current. Okay, that you can take it as a y. Stream of a river, you can take it as a y. Okay, the stream, right, the speed of a stream, you can take it as a x here. Now try to understand. You are switched off, right? Here PQ, distance, covers by 1 hour. With the speed, the reverse speed only you need to take here. So therefore here y. So PQ becomes a y. You can take this as a equation number 1. Now QP, returning that one, QP or PQ, both here, same here. But when returning means, now try to understand. Now river flows in this direction, boat comes in this direction. So therefore this is nothing but the upstream. When they are in the upstream, you need to subtract that, right? So x minus y, which is equal to taking off, cross multiply. PQ is equal to half into x minus y. After knowing this one, cross multiply. So keep this as equation number 2. Substitute that 1 into. So that PQ is nothing but a y here. So y is equal to half into x minus y, cross multiply. 2y is equal to x minus y. Then 3y is equal to x. You need to find out the streamer to the river. Streamer we are taking as a x here. River you are taking as a y. So you need to find out the x by y. So therefore you need to bring here x by y. So therefore 3 by 1. Okay. You need to find out that ratio only. X is to y only you need to find out. So which is equal to 3 is to 1. Okay. And the answer for the question here is A, 3 is to 1. Then the last question of this day. Okay. Next year. So this is a very important model. You need to understand a lot to solve this kind of problem, and you need to learn this kind of problem. Okay, all the miscellaneous types also you need to learn here. The time taken by a boat to go a certain distance downstream is this much of percentage lesser than the time taken by the upstream. First of all, with these you need to understand some logic here. Now try to understand. You don't know that upstream here speed. Okay, let us take a speed also we don't know, time also we don't know, but we know that 33.33 percentage, okay, time taking by the downstream, that is lesser when compared to the upstream. So that for upstream here 1, if it is a percentage means you can take it as 100%. So downstream speed we need to calculate here by subtracting this 33.33 here. That is the less means you have to subtract automatically, then it becomes a 66.66. Convert in terms of fraction 2 by 3, right? If 1 means fraction, that 66.66 nothing but 2 by 3. Now please try to understand your, then automatically we can able to find out the time for the downstream, right, to the time for the upstream, that only provided in the question, which is lesser. So therefore 2 by 3 by upstream here is 1, denominator to the denominator getting this one. The ratio you are knowing, and I also try to understand the boat covers the certain distance, which means the same distance, but a time only varies here for the upstream to the downstream. Therefore distance is constant here. So distance is constant, that also you need to take it. Okay, next here, when the distance is constant, the speed is inversely proportional to the time, then automatically we can able to find out the ratio of their speed. Okay, then the speed of the downstream or else downstream speed by the speed of the upstream, which is equal to 3 by 2, right? Downstream means what will happen, right? First of all, try to understand. Downstream means along the river. You don't know that speed of the river. You don't know the speed of the boat. So you have to take x as the speed of the boat, y as the speed of the current. Now downstream speed here is nothing but x plus y. Upstream speed is nothing but x minus y. So which is equal to 3 by 2. Now cross multiply. 2x plus 2y, which is equal to 3x minus 3y. Rearrange. X is equal to 5y. X by y is equal to 5 by 1. So we are just bringing y to the denominator. X by y is equal to 5. Nothing there in the denominator means 1 is in the denominator. 1 is in the denominator. Now you know this one ratio also. So what is the ratio here? The speed of the boat to the speed of the current, because we are taking x as the speed of the boat, speed of the current as a y, that are in the ratio 5:1, right? If they are in the ratio a is to b, then you need to take it as a ax and a bx. So that was the thing you learned in your ratio and proportion. So now let SB, speed of the boat, are in the ratio 5. X, Y and all don't take, because already we have done with the X, Y. Let us take 5p. Then the speed of the current, right? The speed of the current, which is nothing but a 1p. So this you understood. Now like this you need to take your, and first statement over. So now let us move on to the second here. If the still water speed of the boat decreases by 40%, which means speed of the boat decreases by 40%, it will take 2 hours more to travel that 30 kilometer. Now 40% reduction in the speed of the boat, reduction in the speed of the boat. Actual speed of the boat here is nothing but a 5p, right? 5p minus 40% is nothing but a 2 by 5 with respect to the original speed. Original speed is nothing but a 5p. You can cancel this one. 5p minus 2p becomes a 3p. Now, whatever that speed decreased ratio we can able to find here. Speed decreased ratio, nothing but actual with respect to the boat here. Try to understand. Actual becomes a 5p. After this much of reduction, it becomes a 3p. Okay. You have found with respect to the speed. Then what would be the time here? Inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means the reciprocal of that one. 3p and 5p. That time difference provided here. 5p minus 3p, which is equal to 2 hours. Right? That you can take it as a speed we are taking as a p, means the time you can take it as a t. Okay, that would be better. For a better understanding, you can take a time here as a t. So the time difference provided here as a 2 hours, because they are giving you time difference is 2 hours more. Right. So therefore 5t minus 3t, which is equal to 2. So then 2t, which is equal to 2, t is equal to 1 hour. Now please, after this only you need to be very careful here. What does it mean? What does it mean like a 5p is to 3p? So that is very, very important. And a time 3t and a 5t. So that is also important. Okay. Let me tell you that one. Please understand this part. This is nothing but original time 3t means, then after that reduction time becomes a 5t. So this is the concept you need to understand here. So for that original time, right, we have found t is equal to 2 hours. Okay. Similarly, you need to find out the original speed of a boat. So what is the original speed of the boat? 5p, right? 5p. T is equal to 1 hour. Now try to understand. To cover this distance, right, 30 by 3t. You know that the t also here. So what is the t here? 1 here. So therefore cancel this one. 3 into 1. Okay, that is why. See, we are substituting here that t here. 3 into 1. So which becomes a 5p becomes 5p is nothing but the speed of the boat, becomes 10 km per hour. You have found the speed of the boat here. So now you have found the speed of the boat as a 10 km per hour. Now you need to find out the speed of your current. Now try to understand the speed of the current, right? What is the speed of the current here? Please understand, speed of the current is nothing but it is in the ratio 5:1. So 1, right, 1p. 5p is equal to 10, then 1p is equal to what? 2. So therefore 1p is equal to 2 km per hour. Right, we are simply dividing that one. 10 by 5 becomes a 2. 1p. What is the 1 here? Speed of a current. The speed of the, that is in the ratio, right? See here, the speed of the boat to the speed of the current ratio 5:1. If a boat is 5 km per hour, right, then current is 1. If the boat is 10 km per hour, then the current is 2 km per hour. So that is in the ratio. You have found that speed of the current here as a 2 km per hour. Current speed also you have found. Can we able to find out the downstream speed here? The speed of the downstream, which is equal to x plus y. Right? What is x plus y? So the speed of the boat plus speed of the current. The speed of the boat here is nothing but 10. Speed of the current here is nothing but 2. What is the downstream speed? 12. Downstream speed you have found. Then automatically we can able to find out the distance here. So distance is equal to speed into time. Speed here is 12. Time here 5 hours going down. So into 5, 12 into 5 is nothing but a 60 kilometer. So therefore how much distance will cover in 5 hours downstream means 60 kilometer. So very important model because a lot of data are there. You need to take this kind of things and you need to understand, you need to practice this kind of models, okay, to get familiar with the advanced level problems and the moderate level problems, etc. If you are having any doubt with this kind of 4 questions, you can ask. We will clarify. I will also clarify your doubts. If you are having any doubt, you can send a message in the helpline. We'll give you that clarifications, or else you can ask. Okay, with this we are completing today's. As I mentioned, 30 minutes it will take. Okay, next 4 to 5 questions we will see in the upcoming class. Okay, thank you all, have a good day.